throughout, even in GCL, every single game I believe he was playing e4. So I think he's going to go with the same. We have liftoff and he goes for e4 once again. Let's go. And Karo Khan on the board, Tanya. Interesting.
Karo Kanya. Can you do it? Well, it is Wesley's choice of opening there. We see an advanced variation by Vishy. He doesn't do the traditional trade at the center.
Absolutely advanced. He goes bishop f5 and now knight to d2. So this is short variation but from a different angle. Usually you go knight to f3, but here he goes knight to d2 and now he's going to put his knight to b3. And the idea is you don't want to allow your opponent to play c5 that quickly. As he goes knight f3 now.
The moves are coming in fast and quick here. And we see that White has managed to get a bit of space. For Wesley, it's going to be trying to get a central break in. He does it immediately. He's got c5 as quickly as possible here. Still pretty much within the realms of theory here.
Absolutely. And the bar usually says that White is better. But when you wait and you analyze it a bit more in depth, then usually the bar goes down to equality. So it's all about how well prepared Wesley here is. As he goes bishop takes c5. Wait, usually you go knight takes c5 here, right?
You don't want to give up your bishop there so quickly. You know, Vishy is famously known to love his knights. It's something that he absolutely adores on the board. Every player has a bishop bias, but I think Vishy has a bit of a knight bias, and he's inviting Vishy to give up his beloved knight. He does get the bishop pair very early on and a beautiful square on d4 to eventually plant one of his pieces.
Absolutely, and look at those dark squares. I'm just eyeing that d6 square down. If my bishop can somehow jump there, it would be amazing. But okay, that's fictional at this point. But still, dark squares look a bit shaky for Wesley here.
So Wesley taking big risks. Alright, we'll come back to this. Let's jump over to the all-Indian clash between Arjun and
let's just take it. I feel like you can, because if I go rook g4, you can capture my rook, I capture back with my queen, and suddenly your knight on h3 also hangs. But what did Wesley calculate here?
So rook takes pawn is the move, and it's the most natural move in the position as well.
Vishy is going for it.
You think he's about to do it?
Yeah, he was just going for
What do you think chat does? Vishy, get the ball at the back of the net in this one.
There's another very cool move. Queen f6 check. I think it's working. There's queen f6 check. You just trade the queens and that's it. That's game over. Wait, he's going for it.
And he does it. He goes for e6. It's a different check, Sahaj. He opens up the bishop, and Wesley's king is being forced off the board right now. This almost looks like, as Peter Lecco would say, if this is not checkmate, then I don't know what is.
Yep, he's searching for that mate. It is there somewhere. Maybe just pawn takes pawn is a logical move.
He does make a decision, by the way. Huge swings are happening on the Arjun with it board. Should be edge.
Yeah, I think Wesley on the verge of a resignation there, but
I feel that this is the kind of position, because there's a knight on the board, which can be a bit of a nightmare, that there are some swings that can happen.
Absolutely.
You simply capture the g4 pawn.
But be careful, there's rook f6. That could be a problem. I'm not sure if it's working. I think there's rook g5.
Yes.
There's rook g5, yes.
There's so many tactics, Vishy, and we're looking at the line. Rook takes pawn, rook f6, which has been set up, and then ideas of rook takes knight, rook takes queen, rook takes rook would come in with a check and checkmate to follow.
Oh.
Too many arrows, but
Beautiful, beautiful. No, I think this is the one time I would say the arrows are completely worth it, yeah?
should we show that line really quickly, because it's so beautiful. Rook takes pawn is possible, and he's reaching out for it. You know what? We don't need to show it. Vishy will show us.
Oh yes, he's going for it. He has all the time he needs right now, 4.5 minutes on the clock. This is where those crucial extra minutes really add up.
Oh, he changes his mindset because he was going for that pawn.
Now he goes h4.
But it's the PP on the PP, put pressure on the pinned piece.
Absolutely, because now he has to en passant, and that rook jumps to h4, and there is just going to be a checkmate on the cards just somewhere.
But I think h4 was even stronger than rook takes pawn.
Yeah.
Vishy in beast mode.
Absolutely, and he has 8 seconds on the clock. I think we are going to see a resignation from Wesley.
Let's go full screen. Should we go full screen on the players? Because Wesley has no time on the clock.
Did he just pawn takes g5, just to stop any rook f6 ideas, and he's just a piece up.
Wesley is relying on pawn takes pawn, trying to give some checks. He's saying, you know what, your king is still a bit open, I'm going to fight this out. But I don't think it's going to be enough to fight it out.
No, absolutely not. I think he can just move the king to e1 to g1. It's completely safe there. You could see Wesley shaking his head.
Just move your queen with a check. If pawn takes knight, pawn takes pawn, queen e5 comes in with a check.
Yep, I think that looks very, very good for Vishy. The question is, how is he going to win?
Vishy is potentially about to start Tata Steel Chess India campaign with a win against Wesley.
That's insane.
Do you think he resigns, or do you think he plays on now?
I think he resigns here, yeah. Yep, there it is.
What a win by Vishy with the white pieces crushing and crashing through to Wesley, and he says, we'll analyze, but let's do it outside. Let's not disturb the players right now. But what a start for